Ah, the Avatar. The gateway for a player to interact with the game world of their choice. Avatars come in all shapes and sizes, from treasure hunters to really fast marsupials. There are hundreds upon hundreds of different characters to choose from for this list, so we're going to specify what we are considering an avatar. In this list, we are only considering avatars that the player can create and customize in order to make the character their own. We will be measuring this list by balancing of how customizable the character's physical appearance is, how customizable their personality is, and how much of an impact they have left on the gaming culture as a whole. Because we will only be working with customizable avatars, characters like Mario, Kratos and Master Chief will not show up here. This is a list for customizable avatars only, with no pre-made characters here to steal their thunder. Number 10. Cross, Xenoblade Chronicles X. The first character on this list is also one of the newest, making his or her only appearance in Xenoblade Chronicles X so far. Of all of the avatars on this list, Cross is the only silent protagonist, not actually audibly speaking to any of the characters in the game, and only directly affecting conversation by making choices that change the storyline to a usually minor extent. While the character creation in the game is fairly limited when compared to most other games on this list, it is varied enough that you are unlikely to run into another person's avatar and have that character look exactly the same. Personality-wise, Cross really doesn't have one, as you are only given the ability to steer conversations in the game to an extent. That being said, the game does make you feel more ingrained in the world by pointing out that you are this character, helping you feel like a part of the massive world. Cross may not have a whole lot to say, but that doesn't mean that this silent protagonist deserves any less than our number 10 spot. Number 9. The Outlander, the Old Republic. Regardless of your personal preference on the MMO genre, more and more of them are focusing on making the player feel like they are truly important, giving their avatar a personality and personal goals that they wish to accomplish. While several MMOs have tried this, the one that has differentiated itself by having your character feel unique is Star Wars: The Old Republic. Whenever you first create your personal avatar, not only are you creating their physical appearance, depending on which class you choose, their backstory and overall goals will change. This allows you to level up several characters in the game several times without having to replay the same story over and over again. This doesn't mean that you have to play the game in a specific way, however. You can be a dark, brooding Jedi ready to slay their enemies on a moment's notice, as well as a light-sided Sith who wants to change the Empire from within. The choice is completely left up to the player. Number 8. The Playa, Saints Row. The main character from the Saints Row series may be a saint, but they are far from wholesome. The player gets their spot on the list simply for how diverse the character can look in the later games in the series. While in the first game the character creation was pretty ho-hum, the second game onwards really opened up the possibilities of what the main character could look like. For the most part, the main character of Saints Row's personality cannot be altered, other than by choosing which voice actor will be voicing your protagonist for the entirety of the game. Though with a diverse cast of voice actors including Troy Baker, Laura Bailey and Nolan North, each voice does have its own unique feel. This enhances replayability, allowing you to play the game again and not have the main character feel exactly the same. Either way, it is unlikely that you'll find a more lovable psychopath in any other media. Number 7. Corrin, Fire Emblem Fates. Fire Emblem Fates is the third game in the Fire Emblem series to have a customizable character, but only the second to be released outside of Japan. The main character in this Fire Emblem, Corrin, is easily the most unique, being the only creatable character that is also the main protagonist of the game. While Corrin's personality is pretty much set in stone, the main choice that the player has to make towards the beginning of the game greatly affects Corrin's fate and feelings about the side that they have chosen, as he or she lives with what side they will fight for in a massive war. An interesting fact about this character is that this character was almost never made, as its predecessor, Fire Emblem Awakening, was originally going to be the last Fire Emblem game produced, due to the decline in sales from the previous iterations of the series. Thankfully though, the series has been revitalized, and we get to see Corrin's story through their eyes. Number 6. The Inquisitor, Dragon Age Inquisition. Taking a huge graphical leap from the previous game in the series, Dragon Age Inquisition has an amazing character creation system, allowing you to create the most amazing looking characters, as well as complete abominations. As Inquisitor, many of your choices not only affect yourself, but the vast world of Dragon Age, allowing for a significant amount of diversity from one playthrough to another. This is a huge improvement from the previous game in the franchise, Dragon Age 2, which felt extremely limited by comparison. This is not only affected by the different major decisions that the character makes in the central story, but in small missions you can have your advisors go on your behalf. In one playthrough, you may be a haughty elf who believes themselves better than any other. Another, you may be a sensitive giant who simply wants the world to be at peace. Or you can always be a crass dwarf who loves to smash things. That is always awesome. Number 5. The Last Dragonborn, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. We earlier mentioned that Cross from Xenoblade is the only silent protagonist on this list, and we're still keeping to that story. While the Dragonborn does not speak audibly other than a few grunts and groans, you have direct control over what they do and do not say in conversations, allowing them to navigate the world as you see fit, as well as show personality that you desire. This can lead you to change the path of your character's destiny and affect the political climate of Skyrim, depending on how you feel the Dragonborn would react in certain situations. The character creation itself is also quite vast, with a huge variety of characters that you can create. So if you just want to play around creating various different types of humans, elves, lizards and cat people, you can find yourself sinking a large amount of time into this game, utilizing the character creation alone. While you can pretty much decide at any given moment to go completely haywire, you're also given the opportunity to play through any role player's dream and live in a large, beautiful world that is literally waiting at your fingertips. Number 4. The Avatars, Divinity Original Sin. One of the great things about Divinity is the amount of choices you have in the game. You can choose how the two main characters fight, what their morality is, and whether they fall in love or despise each other. This makes a game extremely replayable and its protagonists extremely varied. If you couple the actual creations with the various ways that the different quests in the game can end, as well as how they can affect your character's personality over time, you can end up with a completely different character from a friend, even if you have similar playstyles. The only thing that the characters themselves are really lacking is visual diversity, as from far away the characters all look extremely similar no matter how you customize them. Luckily, this seems to be addressed in the sequel, which promises more diversity among the characters you can create, and further diversity is always a good thing. Number 3. Grey Warden, Dragon Age Origin. Dragon Age is a long game. Luckily, it comes with a character creator that will allow immense customization of your player character. The reason why the Grey Warden from Dragon Age Origins beats out the Inquisitor from Inquisition all comes down to the character creation process itself. Depending on what race and class your character is, the beginning of the game is completely different. For example, if you are an elf, you can either begin the game amongst a clan of wanderers, or find yourself living in a small hovel with your relatives. If you are a human, however, you can be born into a life of luxury, or a confining and dangerous life of constant supervision. The way your origin is explored can help those who love to roleplay a character get more in touch with the character's motivations and desires. As the game progresses, different characters will react to you differently, depending on your origin, with some of them remembering you from your life before the main story. This feature is different than just about any other game on this list, including its successor, Dragon Age Inquisition, due to the ability to actually see the character origin story, rather than hear about it talked about in passing. Number 2. The Watcher, Pillars of Eternity. Like Divinity Original Sin, the Watcher from Pillars of Eternity allows you to create your own character from scratch and then let them loose in a massive story. Where it differs is how, as the game progresses, your character can actually evolve into something more than they started as. Depending on your stats in the game, you may not be able to make certain decisions or perform certain feats, no matter how hard you try, and succeeding or failing these attempts will change you and your character's story. You also have the opportunity to explain more about yourself to other characters as the game progresses, rounding out who your character is, their goals, and why they perform certain actions, making them more and more interesting as the game progresses. Its character creation system is also more well-rounded than Divinity's, allowing you to choose various races and sub-races to make your character truly your own.
Darcy? Who the hell is that?
Our tech instructor. Very insecure.
Huh. Well, good luck to him, I guess. Hasn't he already gone through this training, though?
As soon as he knew you were talking to me, Mike, he was in here in a second, in case he saw you as a challenge for my affections. It's like a cage match with you boys.
Am I? A challenge, I mean.
If you have...
Number 1. Shepard, Mass Effect. Putting Commander Shepard at the top of this list is bound to be very divisive. Commander Shepard is nowhere near as physically customizable as many of the characters on this list. Also, due to the nature of Mass Effect's story, Shepard's personality is limited by the framework of the narrative. However, the one thing the Shepard in all their different forms and fashions can claim when compared to all the other entrants on this list is the footprint that their creation left on the video game industry. While Shepard's personality is only moldable to a limited extent, they work in fully immersing the player into the world and making them believe that they are the main character of this story. This is in part to the engaging story that made Mass Effect a huge success, as well as the acting chops of the voice actors Jennifer Hale and Mark Meer. There is no other character on this list that you could take a picture of, whether the character was customized or not, and then show it to an average gamer and have the majority of them know exactly who they are. The series has pulled on the heartstrings of many people out there and have allowed people to connect to the characters in fantastic ways that is extremely difficult to do, and the game does all this using Shepard as a conduit in order to allow players to experience this journey as if they were actually there. The Mass Effect trilogy has cemented Commander Shepard in the annals of gaming history, and this makes Commander Shepard our number 1 customizable avatar. Thank you for watching our video for the top 10 customizable avatars. Do you agree with our list? Which customizable characters would you have added? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the narration for this video and want to hear more, check out my SoundCloud, link is in the description. Furthermore, if you like horror games, I'm currently doing voice acting for an upcoming game called A Demon's Game. There's even a playable demo out, so if you're interested in trying that, link is also in the description.